Greetings, everyone. Greetings of the day, wherever you are. Hope you're having a stunning, productive day so far. Karen Battle here from STEMGo, Saving Time, Energy and Money in Business. So this show is about featuring guests, featuring business owners who do great things in their business, where they're efficient, effective or productive, because they do a lot and they get up to a lot and they do it in super quick or they're just super effective with what they do. So my special guest today is Wendy Brentnall-Wood, and I'm going to bring her in so she can introduce herself. Come on in, Wendy.
Hello, Karen.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. The sun's shining, so it's all good.
Yes, so you're down in good old Melbourne, right?
Yes, the Four
Just so
Seasons
people know
in
where you are.
Melbourne.
Stunning. Well, tell us a little bit about you. Tell us a bit about what you do, what you get up to in your business.
Well, I'm one of those people who was lucky enough from a very young age to know what I wanted to be involved in as a career, and that is music, and that became music education. So for 40 years now, I've been running a music education company in all sorts of different formats, employing other teachers, writing my own methodology, and getting more music out into the world.
That's stunning. So, yeah, from a very young age, you knew exactly what you wanted to do, right?
I did. I was one of those kids who was always picking up an instrument and making noise, as my siblings used to call it. And that translated into doing a Bachelor of Music Education, went into the school, and all the time I was teaching privately as well. And that developed into taking on other teachers and helping them and supporting them, and lots of administration, lots of creative program writing, all those sorts of things.
Yeah. So, to be able to do all that and, to be able to kind of run a school in itself is quite a task. So tell us some of the things that have helped you to get that off the ground, to progress well in what you're doing, to now to be helping other people set up their music schools. Like give us some tips on how you've been efficient or effective in your business that's enabled you to do that.
Well, it's been quite a journey because being a musician, we get highly trained in details to learn to play an instrument. There's lots of detail stuff, but we're basically really creative people. And creative people tend to get easily distracted and unorganized and all that sort of stuff. So it's been a journey of, making sure I apply the same things that I did when I was learning music into running a business. So ultimately, I've found that it's come down to starting to look at things from a bigger picture perspective and then prioritizing things down into smaller goals so that you can get it to the point where your tasks that you are doing each day are actually driving something in your business, not just admin tasks that fill up your time and end up having to be done again tomorrow, and that you're just busy, busy, busy.
Sure.
So starting with the bigger picture stuff, I think, and then working down. So that could be annual goals that become quarterly goals, that become monthly or weekly, and translate into daily goals.
Awesome.
So that's how I look at things.
What kind of goals do you make for yourself? Like just say this morning. So like, do you make goals in the morning? Do you kind of start the day with things that you're going to get done that day, or?
I either do them the night before or in the morning, just depending on how tired my brain is. But I've ended up with a system which is actually quite simple. It's just a spreadsheet system that I've got now. So I've got one page which is my annual goals of all the big picture stuff of what I want to change in my business or what I want to grow in my business.
Yeah.
And then each quarter I've got, right, which ones am I going to focus on there? And then I've gone down to a weekly thing, and I've segmented that now into the regular tasks that I have to do. So it might be some social media work, or it might be some other marketing work, or it might be some admin tasks. So they've got particular days of the week that I get those particular things done. And then I've got the bigger projects, And sometimes I'll think of a task that, oh, that'd be a great idea, or that's what I need to do to solve that problem. And I've got a spot that I can put that now, instead of endless to-do lists or endless apps that are saying, remember, you've got to do this. And, the list just grows and grows and you get overwhelmed.
Oh, yeah.
I've now got a spot where I can go, these I have to do today, these I have to do eventually, and then I can marry the things together. And it's working very well.
That's stunning. So you do you have a team of people as well that you work with that you have to set goals for? Do they kind of set their own goals, that kind of thing?
Look, the team that I have is not exactly your regular sort of employee team. I have over 30 teachers that are working in my music school. And so I have to do a certain amount of organisation to have them working within that school. So I have to have the systems and things in place for that. And we're actually just changing technology to make that even more automated, which I'm really excited about, because I love technology and automation. So yes, they do a certain amount themselves, but I have to organise them a bit. But in terms of administration, I pretty much run the show from my one office now. And that's because of technology.
That's great. And the thing is, when you've got things like you say, automations and systems and processes, it makes life so much easier, doesn't it?
Oh, yes. Wouldn't be without it. There was a point in the year 2000 when I actually franchised my business, my music school, because we were operating in 30 to 40 primary schools in Melbourne. We had teachers all over the place. This was before technology was doing what it now does. So everything was phone calls and faxes.
Oh, goodness.
All that. That's very, very admin heavy. So we decided to franchise it, and to do a franchise system is all related to documenting every little step of the way so that people can replicate exactly what you're doing. That was a huge learning curve, because instead of everything being up here, all of a sudden I had to document it and write it down. And that enables you to get clarity on things that are perhaps working a bit in a clunky way, things that you can improve on. So it's very valuable to try and tell somebody else what you're doing, because you suddenly see these problems you've just been coping with and you can eradicate. And technology is just advancing so quickly. You've got to make use of it these days. I use lots of different sorts of bits of technology, and it makes life a lot easier.
It does eventually. You have to kind of feel the pain point of taking a step or two back, don't you, to actually think, I know I've got to do this, and I know in the long run this is going to be superb for me and my business, but this is painful, learning something new sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. But sometimes it's actually quite easy, and we hold ourselves back thinking it's going to be hard.
Yeah, we do, actually,
Yeah. And sometimes it's overwhelmed because you have to learn so many new software programs or new apps. And, sometimes you don't actually delve into them deeply enough to make them help you enough. You only scratch the surface. So you do need to spend the time and learn how to use them to their fullest capacity.
Yeah,
definitely.
sure. So, the teachers and yourself, do you still work into schools, or is it all private work that you do?
These days we're working in the after-school weekends, so it's private teaching that we do. So we go to students' homes, but mostly the students go to the teachers' homes to teach.
Okay, yeah. And that's a range of instruments, I guess. It's across the board, is it?
Pretty much all your standard instruments, piano, violin, guitar, singing, drums, woodwind instruments, and so forth. Absolutely.
Stunning. Well, you know what? That's to grow a business is one thing, but to grow a franchise is another. And to be able to pass that knowledge on, you've got to have systems and processes and things in place, which it's not just in your head. It's actually being implemented in a system where other people can clearly follow your plan and your processes. And, that takes a lot of doing. So for anyone listening, if you want to know about things in terms of growing a franchise, you know, enabling that to happen, you know, it is so important to be organized, isn't it? And organized in having things that you can replicate really easily for other people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's got to be efficient, because you can't give somebody else an inefficient system and expect them to just do it.
Yes.
They will
Otherwise,
basically...
you won't be an efficient franchise owner because you'll be constantly bombarded with, I don't know what you're talking about here. I don't know how to do this.
And it actually applies to any business, really, because when you take on employees, you need to be able to train them in some capacity. And it's very inefficient if every time you get somebody new, you personally have to train them, or somebody personally has to train them on everything, and they're taking their own notes down or trying to remember it all. You document it, or you have your technology systems do the work for you. They just have to follow it through. And instantly it frees you up with all of that training time.
Is there a piece of kit that you use that you favor that really does make a big difference in your business? Is there a piece of technology that you can share? Or is it kind of, is it very bespoke, very unique for what you do?
We've had the use of a very customized, individualized scheduling program for our music school for many years. It's now just getting old and clunky. And I've just today actually signed up with a new software system, which is going to take us to the next level and enable us to connect two parts of the administration and the lesson content together. So that's going to be exciting, and we'll get all of our lesson content working well now online as well.
That's awesome. So people can actually book online. They'll be able to book online, choose their slots, and teachers will be able to kind of instantly kind of see their diaries and see who's coming in and that kind of thing.
And then behind that, it'll connect up to what's happening in their lessons as well. That's the really cool bit.
Awesome. So they'll be able to kind of proceed chart. There'll be a sign of progress and where they're at with their learning and things like that.
Be able to access all the materials that they're learning from as well. All different medias. It'll be, you know, videos and audios, and as well as the notation and stuff. So it's going to be a fantastic up movement of all the time.
Yeah, it sounds exciting for you. Sounds exciting for you guys, and that is just what you need, isn't it? And that in the end brings customers, because if customers see that you've got it together and it's easy for them to access and easy for them to use, they're more likely to use your services, aren't they?
Well, it ultimately means we can provide more actual customer time and customer services, it's called. But for us, it's all about the students and their learning. You know, so we can really focus on the content of the lessons and how the teachers are working, and work with the teachers in their training, rather than spending all our time on, you know, the boring tasks of moving lesson times around and emailing people about, you know, the logistics of things. So it's a fantastic move to get your technology working for you.
Yeah, so outsource things to technology. Well, technology is great when it works well. I have experience of technology not working so well, and it kind of makes things a lot harder. But I have technology as well that does so many great things for my business too. So it's definitely finding the right thing, the right tool, isn't it? The right tool for the work that you're doing and to make it work for you, I guess, you know, in terms of it working. Yeah. Well, that's awesome.
And that means you have to know what you want first, because it's easy to get distracted by, there's so much technology, there's so many apps out there, and you download a new app and then you think, oh, that's not what I wanted, so you've just wasted that time. So make sure you know exactly what you need before you start fiddling around with too many.
That is good, because you can get lost. There are so many great things out there on the surface of it, but then when you look into it a bit more, like you say, you can be spending so much time and energy finding the right thing. And if you don't know what you're looking for, that makes it even harder. That really does. You're going to waste a lot of time doing that. Well, that's awesome. Thanks for coming on today, Wendy. I really appreciate that. And some great tips. I'm going to put them on the show notes afterwards. with a link to how people can find you, especially if someone wants to be part of your franchise. If you've got any music teachers out there who want to be part, are you taking on new franchisees? Is that something you're interested in doing still?
Well, I neglected to say that we're no longer franchise. We did it for a number of years, and then for various reasons, it wasn't the best fit for us. So we are taking on teachers, and we train them, and we give them all of this admin and support and find students in the content, but not as franchisees. They're still quite independent. So if they're interested, or if they'd like some help in setting up their own totally independent music school, music teaching business, I can help coach them through that as well.
Awesome. So where can people get hold of you? Where's the best place for them to go to find you, apart from Facebook?
Apart from Facebook? Okay, well, I have a website which is fairly easy to remember. It's called Wendy's Music, and that's a .com.au. There's a section there for students, obviously, but there's also a drop down for the teachers, and you can see the coaching and the various ways of recruitment and so forth that we have. So lots of information, lots of content with my blog and other things that they can have a look at too.
Yeah, but you do have a Facebook page too, so we'll do a shout out to that too. So what's your Facebook page?
Well, it depends. Which one are you after?
Oh, how many have you got?
There's Music School Success is the teachers page. So any teachers listening, jump onto Music School Success, and you'll be able to connect with me. If you want to connect personally, I'm just Wendy Brentnall, so it's pretty easy to find.
That's easy peasy, lemon squeezy, obviously. Well, thanks again for coming on today. I really appreciate that. I'm going to put them on the show notes as well. Best of luck with your business. It's obviously going from strength to strength, and especially with this new technology you're going to bring in. It's exciting times.
It is.
Yeah.
It'll take a bit of time, but it'll be worth it.
Stunning. And I don't want to fail to mention, but Wendy's also on my tradesecrets.biz website as a mentor for teachers, helping you to start your business, set your business up. So, you know, she's there to help. She's a great mentor in terms of helping people grow their teaching, music teaching business. So connect with Wendy, and I look forward to seeing you again, Wendy. Thanks a lot for coming on the show today.
Thanks very much.
Take care.
Bye.
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 Oh, well, thanks to Wendy Brentnall-Wood there for coming on the show. Awesome to have not had a music teacher on the show before, so that's awesome for Wendy to come on and share her knowledge, skills, and an awareness of the importance of having things in place, creating goals, knowing what you want from the beginning, so you don't waste a lot of time and energy on things that you can easily get lost in on the internet. It really seriously is a time waster sometimes, especially if you don't know what you're looking for, you don't know what you want for your business. So yes, hopefully you've learned some great things today. You can implement, take those away. That's the important key in these shows, is that you don't just watch, of course, come in and watch. We want you to do that. It's an awesome show. I have some great talent on this show. Really fortunate in that respect. But, you know, it's the important thing is to think about the key things that people have shared with you and the key learnings that you can take away and implement in your business. If you want more of these interviews, come along to STEMGo, Save Time, Energy and Money in Your Business. I've got lots more interviews from various business owners on there, and lots of tips and tools and tasks and things like that that you can use in your business. So yeah, thanks a lot for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.